Hi, welcome to our very first episode of our podcast called Before Bed with Dem and Dylan. I'm Dem,
I'm Dylan.
and the concept of this podcast is that we talk about things before we go to bed.
Basically, just random topics that either we want to talk about, random viral moments on the internet, Twitter, stuff like that.
Also, mind, I also am very offline.
And I'm extremely chronically online. So that's kind of our little dynamic we got here. It's going to be very interesting. Trust us. So, for a little backstory,
Do you want to? Don't say the app. I swear to God, don't say the app.
on a random app, that I'm not gonna that will shall not be mentioned, we met on about 3 years ago now. Um, there's been a couple things in between. We've stayed very close friends, throughout everything that's been going on.
And I mean, we met online, yes, but we have also met each other IRL. So
Two
I
times.
do 100% know that Dylan is not a 40-year-old man.
I hope a 40-year-old
He's
man
not.
wouldn't sound like this. I'd be scared. I'd be scared.
I
But
mean, you know,
there's
yeah.
Frankie Grande. He sounds a lot like me, but it's all right.
Oh,
Err.
Frankie Grande. I love that you just like mention him like from time to time.
All right. So first little topic. I was scrolling on Twitter the other day and I didn't see anything about this. And I someone one of my mutuals on Twitter, but basically I saw a tweet saying something about Jacksepticeye unfollowing Mark, Bob, and Wade, which is like their little friend group. And I was very surprised by this, and I didn't believe it because I don't believe anything I see on Twitter unless I fact check it myself. So I went to go
Real?
check for myself, and he did unfollow all of those. And he unfollowed Cloak.
No.
But the thing is that Mark, Bob, and Wade still follow Jacksepticeye. They haven't unfollowed him yet. I don't know. At the time of recording, I just checked last night, so like,
Not done. No, but like, what the fuck? Okay, like I'm so sad. Like Mark and Jack have such a good chemistry. Obviously, that was ruined because of you know what. I'm not gonna explain, but like,
I don't.
fuck, that's like the final straw. I'm so sad. I loved their collabs. Like I loved it. Like that was like peak 2015, 2014. It was
I
like
mean,
the best time of my
that's
life.
probably there was a couple people. There was a couple tweets that were getting a little bit attracted as well
Oh,
that also said that Jack might be distancing himself from YouTube, because he wants to
oh,
rebrand, or maybe he's retiring because he did make a tweet back in January when Matt Pat said he was retiring. He said that he's been thinking about it because he's been doing YouTube for a third of his life, and he
yeah.
was really starting to look back at like his life choices. And then he made a video a month ago, so he was 3 months of leaving his fans
I
in the
saw that
dark.
video. Yeah.
And the video is basically like, I'm not gonna retire yet. I was thinking about it. He doesn't know if he'll ever retire, but he said it was something he was seriously considering. He said something like he gets little sparks of energy sometimes, and he just wants to he wants to always have the option to come back to this. Basically saying that he falls out of love with content creation sometime. He gets really bored, but then he, a new game comes out or something that he's really interested in comes in, and he like
Yeah.
gets the spark again and he wants to record it. So he's just gonna go at his own pace, and he's never gonna do a schedule or anything like that ever again. Which he hasn't done in the past 2-ish years, 3 years. I don't think he's done a schedule because I remember back in like 2016, 2017, he was uploading twice a day, every
Yeah, which
single
was
day, every single
crazy.
day. But after 2017, the YouTube changed a lot. So,
Yeah.
and then he was like forced to change his content a lot as well. And then that's when he dropped like Happy Wheels. I don't know, it was very surprising to hear, honestly, because I know I they haven't made a collaboration video in like a really long time. It's been like 10 months, possibly more, since I've seen anything with the project between them two.
Yeah. I
Um,
mean, to be fair, it also has to do with like Mark doing that movie.
True. Okay, so I mean, this all could just be a huge misunderstanding, but he also hasn't tweeted anything.
Yeah, so I feel like
So
I wouldn't anything unless he says something or somebody says something. Like
I
we
don't.
can look at the
It
speculation, but
it
that is all
was
it's
it wasn't a huge fuss. Like I think the biggest tweet I saw about it only had like 7, 8,000 likes. I just thought it was very interesting, and it kind of gives me the feeling that we're gonna see one of them, most likely Jack, say something about it, because he's always
mhm.
the first to respond to this kind of stuff. Because
Yeah.
he likes to clear his name a lot. But all right. Oh, there was this other thing I saw on there as well. I didn't know that the FNAF 2 movie was even a thing. I didn't know they were gonna make a second one. I mean, I feel like I knew they were, but I just thought it was gonna take years, like it was last time. I saw him in the suit standing next to Scooby
Oh,
Doo, and it was posted by a film updates account. Oh shit! So like they're like filming the second one, but then it's like they filmed, edited, and released the movie in the same year last year. Why is it taking them 2 years to film and edit the second one? You know what I mean? Because they're making it right now. Like they're filming it. So it's like, why is it taking them 2 years to make it? I don't know. Maybe I could be wrong, but
maybe
I
maybe
literally saw it.
maybe it's just bigger.
Maybe. I don't know. I really hope. I saw something. One of the directors said that there was going to be a huge main character added to it. I'm really hoping it's Henry. I
Oh my
just,
god, yes.
I really hope they go more lore routes. I know the director did promise he was gonna go more like dark in the next movie.
Because the
Um,
last one was really like funny.
I don't know. I'd give the FNAF movie like a 6 out of 10, and 3 of those points are for my childhood alone. Um, because that movie has been talked about since like 2016. I wasn't a huge fan of it. I don't know. I'm a pretty big critic when it comes to movies, even though I have no basis to do so. I just I'm just not a huge fan of it. I don't know why. I just I was really expecting more from it, just something different than that. But I'm glad that there was something put out there. People always say that can never be beat the first. But I don't think that's true. There's a couple movies where I think where the sequel does a lot better than the original. Not always, definitely not always. The originals are usually the better ones, but it's not always the case though. I do find that sequels can do better than the first a lot of the time. Oh, that also reminded me, Moana 2 is coming on the same day as Wicked as well. I never
Whoa.
I never watched Moana 1 or the original, so
The thing is, so far with like what's going on with like animated films, like in with Kung Fu Panda, really is Kung Fu Panda really did not give us a good starting point with animated films this year because that shit sounded so fucking AI. It was so awful.
really?
Like the script was, it really did because like I was so hyped for it. Me and my brother, that is our childhood. Like we love Kung Fu Panda. We used to watch that shit in the Philippines like all the goddamn time. We got like the bootleg of it because it's all we could afford and we watched that shit like all of it. And obviously we finished like I think we watched the third one here in
Mhm.
Canada because at the time we were already here. But then so we were so excited when Fu Panda 4 because like that's our childhood. Like that's the thing that we bonded over. We fucking watched that shit and it was so bad. Like the dialogue was so like inhumane. And but I feel that like they just fired all the writers. I feel like they did that because what the fuck were they talking about?
I wonder
I
if
liked
I
the
wonder
villain.
who was the
Mhm.
DreamWorks? Have they been caught using AI? I don't think they have.
I
I
don't
know
think
I
they
know
have, but
Disney and Universal has. So I know those two had been caught using AI, at least in their teasers or trailers. But I don't know if DreamWorks has yet. But
I don't
I
fucking
wouldn't be
know, but I don't
surprised.
care. It's just that Kung Fu Panda is such a beloved like trilogy, and I feel like they just fucking ruined it with that shit. Like I don't like. I still like. I feel like if they were gonna like test that out, do it on something else, not Kung Fu Panda, because I was so hyped for it, and they just ruined it. but
You really
whatever.
took it personal. You
I
really
did
took
because
that
that's fucking
personal.
childhood. That's like
I
goddamn
I
childhood.
mean, yeah, I get it. I get it.
I will be on the front row fucking debating. Like, you know what I mean? I will be on that podium actually, just like fighting you, arguing. Like, I don't know what like that's annoying. That's
That's kind
like
of how
irritating.
I feel about the Legally Blonde series that's coming out soon. Um, I fucking love that movie. I've been watching that movie since I was like 12 or 13. So I've watched it at least once a year since then. And Legally Blonde, Mean Girls, Easy A, those type of like movies I love. And I'm really scared that they're not going to do it justice with this series that's coming out. Because originally it was supposed to be a movie, but then they turned it into an Amazon Prime series. So, and Amazon Prime shows are very fishy. So I don't know. My friend, who lives in Georgia, hello, she's gonna be watching
The
this later.
country.
Yes, the country, Georgia. She's coming here for college in August. She just got her study visa today, so we're
Well,
here.
that's good.
Yeah, she was really freaked out about it because the person in front of her went, or behind her, one of those, and hers got denied, and then she went right after her, and then she got approved. So she was like, she was
I would freak
extreme.
out.
She
Like,
was extremely nervous, and it was getting me thinking about like how if I was in another country, I would never want to go to America. I would never want to go to America.
it's like it does depend because like if you're, for example, in China, you would probably America would probably be not the best place. But another like countries, especially third world countries, your freedom, quote unquote, would definitely be highlighted. For example, like I just wanna showcase that when I was in the Philippines, before I had moved to Canada, like America was such a like a place that was like kind of seen as this place of opportunity really
Mhm,
because people in America had a lot more money. I don't know, just a lot of different things that were deemed as good, like that we don't have. Like, you know, people saw America as a place where everything that you needed were there basically. I don't know how else to say, but people saw it as a place of opportunity. It was heavily fantasized. A lot of people that are here now, and hopefully a lot of people even in other places are starting to realize that like it's not all that, you know. I'm
mhm.
sorry to say, but I would only really realistically be in America if I was a celebrity. Which first of all, I don't think will ever happen.
That's kind of how my friend views America, but it's true in her case because her country is fucked right now, like mega
I guess
fucked,
so. Yeah.
and like they're so close, not so close, but they had just gained independence from Russia 30, 40, 30, less than 40 years ago. They were part of the USSR until it broke apart in like the early
Yeah.
90s. So they barely have their independence, and they just passed this really extremely controversial law. I think it was
We told me about this.
yeah, like it was like nobody wants this law to pass, but the government doesn't give a shit of what the people think. They just want to do what they want to do. There's been multiple protests to the point where there's travel restrictions or like travel notices. Because if you like try and like search up like visa, if you want to get like a visa, like a travel visa to go to the Republic of Georgia, there's literally like a notice being like, hey, we do not recommend you go here. We don't recommend anyone goes here because of the very high political climate that's going on right now. And I think there's like less than 10 million people in the entire country, right? And the capital of the city is pretty small. It's not anything huge, but it's very compact. But there was somewhere between 50,000 to 150,000 people at a single protest throughout like weeks long. There were overnight protests. Government did not give a shit. like at all. Like they did not care at all. They were like shooting like peaceful protesters. Like the protesters weren't doing shit. And they weren't the kind of like a protest in America where it's like half like looters and half peaceful. It was just 100% peaceful, but they were still like harming them, shooting them with rubber bullets, tear gas. My friend, she's 17 years old and she had to wear masks to go to this protest because they were throwing tear gas everywhere. Like it was bad for a while.
Yeah, that's awful.
And they passed it. And they passed it. Uh so I don't know. I feel so bad for her, but
Yeah.
she's coming to America to get a good education. It's like one bad or the other, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Like America's bad, but her place is worse, so that's why she's trying to get a better education over here. And it's like that doesn't seem appealing to me at all because I guess because I live here. When I visited Canada, I genuinely want to live there. Literally, Canada is better than America in almost every single way. Literally almost every single way. The only thing is that the free healthcare isn't the fastest, and that could
It's also wait, no, there's also some other things that are going on. Like groceries are like through the roof, housing prices are like just really general things like that. A lot like high taxes and all that. It's really like that's basically the worst of the
true,
worst. I honestly
but your
don't know.
minimum wage is higher than America. So
It's 14 right now.
yeah,
It depends on the province and territory.
true. That's basically any country. But
There's
uh
also like a lot of stuff going on politically that I haven't really been paying attention to. My parents definitely know because like I'm just hearing stuff because like they watch the news.
mhm.
But then again, like I'm just like I'm depressed, I'm stressed. Like
Uh,
I feel bad for saying this, but like I really just am trying to avoid bad news
mhm.
because I cannot hear anymore. I swear to God, I'm so close.
You would hate living in America then because it's literally bad shit comes out every day. No government's perfect at all, but I feel like
No.
Canada's is more polished than America, and I just Canada's their laws and shit align with my values a lot more. Um, like access to women's
Especially
health
for
care, gun restriction, and there is universal health care. It may not be the best, but it's at least there. You know what I mean?
I feel
So
like we would have been like dead broke with my dad's condition.
literally, you literally would. And like right now, I haven't been to a dentist in over a year because I haven't been able to afford dental insurance because I
Ooh.
got kicked off of it when I turned 18. Even though I'm below the 200% poverty line, they still won't give me insurance. And they did give me insurance, but I have a $2,000 deductible for it. So which means I'd have to pay $2,000 worth of hospital bills within the year for 6 months. And then after I pay $2,000 in my pocket, the insurance will start paying. It's bad. It's really bad here. Speaking of government, I saw this on Twitter. This ex South Carolina governor, her name's Nikki Haley.
Oh my
Um,
God, I saw that.
she was she was running for president either mid last year or early last year. And people were on her side for a while. Um, and she got TikTok traction, like how they did with AOC. So she fizzled out pretty quickly, so she dropped out of the race. I didn't hear anything about her, literally nothing about her. I thought she was just, another Democratic candidate. And I saw this fucking tweet, and I literally wanted to reach through the phone, and she wrote on a fucking bomb because she went to visit in Israel. She wrote on a fucking bomb saying, "Finish them. America loves Israel always. Love Nikki
That's an insane. That's
Haley."
fucking crazy.
it.
I've never. Okay,
I'm getting pissed off thinking about it. Like, oh my god. Like, oh my god.
like oh my God, like that's insane.
That is
Like what
insane.
Fuck, I really have no other words other than what the fuck is wrong with you, you dumbass fucking white bitch. Like, I die.
Anyways, so
But, like, that's insane, though. I'm so sorry, but, like, she just whoa. I feel like people like that who really have comment or just really are just Zionists have just no sense of empathy, really. They just
humanity.
don't. Yeah,
It's
humanity,
just
empathy, kindness, yeah, anything that has any like humane characteristics. Synonyms for kind, they just don't have that. They don't know what that is.
yeah.
And they think that that's going to be like, "Oh, God's going to love me for that one, bitch."
I mean, there's nothing new to say to the whole conflict that's going on other than fuck Israel. Like other than that, like there's nothing other to say because everyone knows what's going on. But you know, I'm in a like pretty shitty situation, so it's like I don't have the means to do anything other than repost, like, um, tweet links on Twitter, share stuff on my Instagram story. I can't do anything other than that. The argument of not talking about it because you're not like well informed about it. I think that argument's a little tired. Um, I don't really consider that an excuse. Or that was a good excuse back in December, January, but we're many months into this shit and it has not stopped being talked about at
Many people
all.
have died.
Like
Palestinians have died. Like in like 40,000, like around 40,000, right?
I don't know. I'll put it up on the screen.
We didn't really talk about the populace and how quote unquote stupid it was.
I mean, it's kind of implied. It was a very stupid thing. I did kind of talk about it earlier, but like it doesn't do anything. It doesn't do anything. No one's talking about it anymore. Literally, I don't see anything about it anymore on TikTok. There's a couple people that are still saying like, yeah, but then it's like, you know,
But like, what was the premise of it? I mean, bitch,
what
I am an offline. Like, I was
uh,
offline in the
the
moment.
whole I mean, it
Like, you
all
did.
like it started with the Met Gala, and then it just kind of like went from there, and then it was it all started because of a fucking TikToker, okay? And I don't genuinely I don't think it ever left TikTok. So, you know, and it kind of died on TikTok because I haven't heard anything about it in the past week or two. So, but it was just because of this random TikToker. She was a pre host to the Met Gala. She did a distasteful TikTok with the sound. A bunch of people got upset about it and we're like, you know what? Fuck rich people. We're gonna block everybody because no one's speaking up about Palestine. I'm like, I don't know why they dragged Palestine into it, but you know, whatever.
It sound, let them eat cake from the movie
Yeah,
Marie Antoinette,
yeah,
right?
yeah. But it's like, I genuinely don't think that was her intention to make fun of poor people. That that people were pissed off because she was making fun of poor people. And I'm like, no, she wasn't. She wasn't making fun of poor people. Like she was just posting the sound because her outfit was very similar to it was like a floral version of a Marie Antoinette outfit. That's why she posted it. And it was a trending sound at the time. And a lot of her
Oh,
like so she was just following a trend, but everyone took it as that she was making fun of poor people and that she was
bitch, that is not Marie Antoinette. Are you kidding me?
the dress kind of looks like it, in my opinion. It's giving like, you know,
No,
like
I don't.
1700s.
Okay, the era of Marie Antoinette. I don't know what era it was, but that's not what it. That's not what the dresses were. When it comes to like fashion, accuracy and like specifically in like its times, like I'm kind of just like
You're a little
I'm a bit
snob
of a
about
nerd.
it. Yes, I know. We know this. You watch Bridgerton, even though that's not even
Bitch,
slightly
not just
accurate.
that. Shut the fuck up. I had an art history class. It's also because of that.
Dude, I saw a fucking little a little video about it, about Bridgerton on TikTok. It was one of the girls, she was wearing
Mm.
a full acrylic set and lashes. Like one of the actors, and I was like, what
Oh
the
god,
fuck?
oh my
What
I
the
love
fuck?
I love Bridgerton. I'm not gonna lie to you. I only really got TikTok again because I wanted to watch Beanie TikToks. Like that's literally it. That's it. Like that's it. Because they're like,
I'm going to put in a little insert to what beanie is because beanie
oh
sounds like
yeah,
beanie like
they're a
that.
pop.
So
No, it's a BINI. They are a pop girl group in the Philippines, and Beanie derives from the word Bini Bini, which means young lady in English. And yeah, they're wonderful and beautiful, and I love their music, and they're amazing. Can we talk about Nicki Minaj arrested on Instagram Live while on tour?
please, that was so funny. That
I'm so
was
sorry. That is such a chronically online thing for like, I don't know,
it
like
was
what the
so
fuck?
funny. It was so funny. I had woken up one day and I had gone onto Twitter and there was so many videos of Nicki Minaj in the back of a police truck. It wasn't even a car, it was in the back of a police truck because
What?
she was in Amsterdam, which I don't know where that is. I don't know anything about Europe. I think it's in one of the Scandinavian countries. Um uh Amsterdam's in the Netherlands, right? I don't want. I don't.
Girl, I
I,
don't know. Move on.
I don't want to guess because I'm just gonna sound stupid. Anyways, um, but there was a video of her, which I'm probably gonna put up on screen, of her. She was busted. She was busted for carrying drugs, on her,
Oh.
and the Amsterdam police, caught her, and she was on Instagram Live while this is happening, and they didn't take her phone away from her or anything, and they basically like shoved her into this like big old police truck, and it's already become a meme. It was so fucking funny. It was so funny. I couldn't find it on TikTok for some reason. I guess it's only a Twitter thing. That kind of sums up her whole career anyway. So heard you singing a little snippet of Miss Billie Eilish's song
Oh
earlier.
yeah, espresso.
What do you feel about her album? I think we've talked about this.
Billie Eilish. I'm kidding. I liked it. It was okay. It was good. Lunch was very whoa. Like we were talking about it while I was listening to it, and or while you were listening to. Well, we were talking about it while we were listening to it, and
Mhm.
on like text, on message. And you literally said, which was the funniest thing ever. You said Lunch is literally lesbian bad guy, and
I just guessed
that
because
totally made
I heard a single snippet of it and it literally had the same tempo because it was like sped up, so it had the same tempo as Bad Guy, and the lyrics were like gay as hell. So I was like, this literally sounds like Bad Guy but lesbian. So like I don't know, and it had nothing had taken off. The biggest song on TikTok for some reason is Blue. And it's already almost gotten a million.
blue.
Yeah, it has almost gotten a million videos on TikTok, which is insane. The album just came out like 2 weeks
Fuck is
ago.
blue.
The song Blue.
I know, but like what?
I don't know what it is. I don't remember. I don't think it was anything significant, so that's why I was very confused. But the song I've been hearing the most, and the song that I think I liked the most was "Birds of a Feather." Um,
Yeah, I'm hearing Birds of a
it's
Feather more.
it was just so like light and like showcased her vocals more, and I really liked it. It reminded me, it had like a little, it had like a mix of that one album, like the Yellow album, like the latter. Don't Smile at Me, was that what it was? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, don't smile at me.
Yeah, so that song reminds me of like a song from that mixed with her last album, Happier Than Ever. So I actually kind of liked it a lot. Um, I didn't like Chihiro. That's how I'm gonna pronounce that. And I didn't like the other song that's taken off. I didn't add
The
any of.
greatest.
Uh, yes, that was one of the
I
slower
don't.
songs, and I didn't like it. Um, I didn't add any of her songs of any of her songs in the album to my playlists, which kind of made me sad because I really liked Happier Than Ever. But I removed all of Billie Eilish's songs off of my playlist 2 years ago, I want to say. but I just never added any back. I don't know.
There's just one more topic that you wrote here. What the fuck is going on Twitter? Turkish plastic surgeon who
I'm gonna send you. I'm gonna send you the. I'm gonna send you the photo, and you're. I want to hear your reaction to this.
Well, wait, I don't get it. I
That
mean,
the
good for
guy,
him. What's him?
but he looks like the before and after is fucking insane. The
It
dude,
is insane.
like, he looks 20 years
Yeah, it
younger.
is.
Like, it's the same person too, because they did like follow-up pictures after, and it's the same fucking person. I don't know how they did that. I thought it was I didn't believe it at all. But then I realized this is the same fucking plastic surgeon that had other viral moments on Twitter where where he just completely transforms the fucking people's faces. It's insane. Um
Wait, can we see other ones? Because that's crazy.
I
Whoa.
don't know how he fucking does it. And it's
Whoa.
get it. It's literally insane. I
That first one is insane. Well, speaking of yawning, I just yawned if you guys couldn't tell. It is the end of the night. Yeah, we're going to bed, bitch. Yawn, yawn, good night.
Thank you for listening to our first episode of our podcast. That's going in. That's going in. I'm putting that in. Fuck you.